I mean,
Speaking of fuck it, run it.
I feel like a lot of things just do fuck it, run it, but
Speaking of fuck it, run it. Let's go to the next topic. That's what you and I said to each other on a daily basis heading to Youmacon 2021 this year.
I feel like there wasn't a day where we at least said it 10 times to each other.
Yeah.
Or even to our weapon, because fuck it, run it.
Fuck it, run it. My friend Kane, he used to work in a factory, and whenever there was some issue they just couldn't figure out, the solution was just to run the machine anyway. Fuck it, run it. And I just took that and ran with it. So
I
as
feel
we're
like in a factory, that's not how it should be, but
yeah, but you would be surprised about OSHA. It's only an OSHA violation if OSHA finds out.
I was just going to say that.
Otherwise, it's just probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, probably not, but fuck
you
it,
could have done
run it.
without doing that. Fuck it, run it.
Fuck it, run it.
So yeah, as we're preparing for con, it was quite a stressful time because we built our first weapons, and Ashley had a behemoth of a first weapon she wanted to build. Tell us about it.
So I built Samehada with no blueprint.
The Samehada, the shark skin, belonging to the Kisame Hoshigaki.
Yeah, that it was a stupid idea for a first weapon. I won't lie. Like I was like, I was gonna start off with like little 5-inch dragon scales that I bought on Etsy, and then as I was going and making stuff, I was like, yo, this shit's expensive as fuck, and these aren't even gonna fucking work. I'm making my sword huge. So it wasn't gonna work total, and then my overall, it was 12 pounds, 406 scales, and it was 6'3", I believe.
Even better because you're not close to 6'3".
No, not even close to 6 foot.
Yeah.
It was taller than you.
It was taller than me.
It is taller than you.
Yeah, essentially.
It's a Christmas tree in our office.
I still can't understand how big you made the sword because we used insulation foam for the core. And you shaped that. And then you went through the process of cutting out, what was it, 1.5 millimeter foam?
Yeah.
And cutting that into, like, I've never seen so many triangles in my life.
Yeah, I forgot about all of those scales. Yeah, that was so many triangles. And then it sucked because you couldn't paint the foam first and then cut into your triangles, because fuck knows that would be easier. I had to cut each individual triangle out, 406, and then prime those, 2 coats of primer.
I forgot about the primer.
Paint them 2 coats, and then prime them again, and then hot glue them together, and then hot glue it onto the insulation foam. My fucking hands hurt so bad, and I hated coming home because I knew I would have to work on it, but I was like, fuck, I just want it done.
Yeah, I thought when you came up with the idea, you were going to have the top half of the sword. For those who don't know, it looks genuinely like a shark.
Yeah.
Just no fins. I thought you were going to have the top half be the exposed scales and the bottom half wrapped in bandages, like Kisame normally has it. You said, fuck what you talking about. The whole thing is going to be the shark.
And I'm a dumbass because I have the bandages. I bought the bandages. And then I was like, well, you can't start from the top because I don't know how I really want my mouth to be. So I'm going to start from the bottom. But if I start in the middle, then if I want to finish it, I can't. In my head, I couldn't figure out how I was going to glue it all the way around to make it even. Where if you start from the bottom and go all the way up, it's a lot easier. So I started from the bottom, then I was like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. I fucked up real hard.
But it came out beautifully.
Oh, yeah, and I think the thing that really put it out there was the fact that it had a mouth. That was by far the top tier.
Your weapon came out beautifully despite the fact that we were in a very not good mood making our swords. Because I made Inosuke swords.
You did, which
I made
they came out
2
beautifully.
swords, and I made Zabuza Momochi sword, the executioner's blade. So my stupid ass, for my first time building weapons, said, I'm going to make 3.
Yeah,
knowing nothing about painting, nothing about anything. I just was going to do it.
Which you actually knew more about the whole doing the weapon, building the weapons anyways, because you were looking up videos of how to build stuff. Where my dumbass was just like, oh no, just figure it out.
Yes, but that's the difference between the two of us. I had the big picture thing in mind. I knew what I wanted the end product to look like. And because it wasn't going there when I simply spray painted it one time, I was like, man, this is garbage. You're like, Evan, you just primed it. And I'm like, man, I want to throw this out. But you knew the little details about what paint to put on first, how many coats of that so it doesn't shine through the next layer, and
Which
then
I
where to
didn't.
glue it.
Actually, Emily told me that we needed primer.
Oh, I thought you were just winging it. I'm like,
oh, I was winging it.
I'm like, don't tell me you were winging it.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
walk
did.
that back.
You're right. I actually did wing it, but Emily was the one who's like, yeah, in order for your your paint to hold on to the foam and it doesn't, the foam doesn't absorb your paint, you have to prime it first. And I'm like, now who the fuck is this smart bitch? Who would have fucking thought about that?
Yeah, that's the hard part about cosplay is just you just gotta try it. I feel like with cosplay specifically. Oh, and by the way, look in the camera with me.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cosplay is for all.
Oh my god, it is for all. You don't need to fucking know anything. Just fucking do it.
Cosplay is for all. I don't care if you're not the same color as the character. Cosplay that character. You ain't no variant. You're that character.
Yeah, honestly, even if you don't have the money to do it, go to the thrift store.
Even if you're
Find
Kashi or Mask Tsunade, I don't care. Cosplay's for all.
Ooh, I would love to see a Mask Tsunade though.
All right. With that out the way.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I'm just saying because people be doing that shit. Like people will really be under somebody's photos and go, "Hey, I see you're an African American. I see you're cosplaying Sakura. I just want you to know, Sakura's not that color."
That's cool though, but I didn't ask.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I really like your. I've been mentioning too many Haikyuu references already. I can see it. Hey, I like your All Might. I just want you to know, All Might's a man. You can't make his hair look any differently because you should do femme, or oh, you're a variant. No, I'm fucking All Might. I do what I want.
What I've really fallen in love lately is when somebody makes their own character out of that anime, or they put themselves into the anime. Like they dress up how they cosplay as how they would look in that anime.
Ooh, that's me. I love that.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's a whole different touch and a whole different cosplay.
I'm saying, right?
To cosplaying as somebody in that anime. It's all kind of like 10 times better to me in a way because it's more personalized.
I agree with you on that.
I just like that. Personally, I like it better.
I love it. So the hard part about cosplaying this year, especially for me, wasn't building the weapons, even though that did suck. It was putting the it was putting clothes together. Like for Inosuke, I had to make the pants. I don't know shit about fabric.
Honestly, that was the best part was watching you trying to figure it out and like, what the fuck can I do to put this like black belt, black fuzzy stuff on my like ankles? And I'm like, Velcro, and you're like, nah. You're like, I'm just gonna fabric glue it to the bottom of the pant leg, and I'm like, no. That
honestly, I wanted to say fuck it, and I was gonna wear sweatpants the whole weekend. I was tired.
Honestly, you could have just wore your scrubs and then put black socks up above it, and no one would have said anything.
Doesn't matter. Back to you. So I will say, for someone who doesn't like pictures, you were a con celebrity when you broke out Samehada and your
I
cosplay.
Hate photos so much, but I knew it was coming once I built it, and I was expecting it, and I couldn't wait for it, which is very surprising for me. But I enjoyed walking 10 steps and being like, oh, can I get a photo? Or like I already have it down and I just put it up and somebody stops me and is like, oh man, can I get a photo? I'm so sorry. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you can. This is why I built this bitch.
All those hours were for this specifically.
And like, it was more worse when I had it as a backpack and then people were like, oh, can I get a photo? And then I'm like, well, I need somebody to hold him so I can take it off. Because I wasn't quite comfortable enough to get him off my back.
Yeah, I will love forever the first moment we walk into the convention center. The first initial group of people on their way out saw you, and they crowded you. You got a couple of pictures, and then when they had dispersed, we walk, no exaggeration, less than 15 feet, no more than 8, no less than 8, no more than 15, and the whole everybody just kind of stopped. It was like that scene in a high school where everybody just freezes and locks eyes on you, except it was good. And they were like, "Yo, that's Kisame!" Everybody was enamored
And I was
with your
so
sword.
upset that I didn't see another Kisame there. And I only found one Itachi.
Yeah. So
The entire time!
yeah, at what convention do you go to and see one Itachi?
That's what blew my mind the most, I think, was the fact that there was one Itachi. He was a great, he was the first Kisame that he found. So, I mean, it worked out well.
Yeah, because nobody wants to make that sword.
I mean, yeah, but you don't even have to build the sword.
Yeah, I just loved everybody. Like, we pass by some people and they go, "Yo, you seeing that? Yo, you see that?
I love the
Hey,
whispers.
look at that. That's Kisame." And then us walking to the other side of the venue. There's 2 venues for Youmacon if you're not familiar with the convention. And one person stops her on the street. "Hey, yo, I gotta get a picture. You was getting money when you made that."
Which
you
I
knew you
was.
was getting money.
I did. I knew I was making money, man. And I had so many guys come up to me and be like, "Man, I thought I made my weapon complicated to carry. Like, holy fuck." Because once those backpacks broke, I was just holding them up above my head the entire time.
Yes, you had a whole 12 pounds of foam on you. Like,
yeah, and they're like, "Fuck, I thought my like weapon was hard enough to carry."
Yeah, your sword was flat out amazing.
I could not turn.
Check her Instagram. What's your handle? You don't know, do you?
I have no idea. I have no idea, honestly. I don't do social media. I am terrible. I don't do internet. I don't do your dial-up stuff, your dial-up apps, whatever you want to call them.
Oh my God, your dial-up. I don't do your broadband.
What's broadband?
Stop it. Anyway,
I'm just kidding.
I was like, I know.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not taking the bait.
No, I'm just
I remember
kidding.
telling my dad when I realized he was old. He was trying to get to a specific website, but the Wi-Fi was down. He just didn't know it yet.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, "Dad, how do you even know how to get to that website?" And he was getting agitated with me. And he said, "I know how to get there. You just start up the internet machine." And he said, "Start up." And he made the motion of turning a key into a car. And I'm like, he did not just say, "You start up the internet. You start the router." But like he was turning the ignition. And I was like, this man's old.
Could you imagine if that's what we had to do in order to use the internet? Like, you walk up to your router and be like, "All right, we're going to plug you in and turn you on today."
Just
Oh my God, that would ruin so many lives.
Oh
now.
my God. Yeah, because so many people's routers are in these dusty basements. But speaking of, since we're here at Con, what was your favorite moment of Con? I feel like it's a bit too late to do a full Con breakdown review, but we haven't done it, so here we are.
Probably my favorite is just looking at everybody's weapons, looking at all their builds, looking at how much time they put into it, and I love seeing people always come back as what they've already done before. I know people hate like when they redo a cosplay, like they just rewear it, but people put a lot of time and energy and money into doing that specific cosplay. So if they come back the next year wearing the exact same thing, people get upset because they're not doing something innovative and something new, and you've already seen it. What the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful art.
That's definitely that internet thing where if you post 2 Instagram pictures of 2 separate events, but you're wearing the same thing, people just are like, "You ain't got no other clothes?"
Right, yeah. Like, I washed my clothes. The fuck you mean?
Think about how much time and energy your Samehada took. Now imagine doing that again.
No.
It's like, sometimes, bro, I just don't be feeling like it.
And, like, I was so upset because I didn't want to carry Samehada Friday and Saturday. But, like, when we took him out on Friday and I wore him and I got so many hypes and so many, like, "Oh, fuck, yeah." I was like, yeah, I'm doing this Saturday, too. Fuck the bullshit. I don't give a fuck what I brought. I'm doing Samehada again.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
We did like 5 outfit changes too that
Oh
whole
my
weekend.
god, we did.
I was in and out the hotel room.
We actually weren't in the hotel room all that that much this year, and I was actually really surprised.
Really?
I mean, we were. I feel like the first year that I was there, we were at the hotel room a lot, and I thought that we would be in the hotel room a lot due to COVID, but they had a lot of precautions, and we were outside a lot, and we were taking a lot of photos in the morning when I had Samehada before we changed at night. And then we'd change into our comfortable clothes and then go to the panels, which thank you for holding the panels, Yuma. Like, even though there weren't that many and you had to cut down on, like, the amount of people in them, it was fucking awesome for just having it. I'm happy it wasn't canceled this year.
Yeah. Oh,
I would have been hurt.
You jumped ahead of me on the Sochi.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. It's fine. It's fine. I put this specifically in here. I wanted to give a extreme heartfelt thank you to the staff at Youmacon.
Yes.
Because I know events like that aren't easy to plan, but especially when you have to go back and forth between the city, the state, the practical CDC and the federal regulations surrounding COVID, going back and forth with the venue about all these people you're going to have in and out, going back and forth with vendors, trying to keep them in the loop. And then they were really transparent with all of us on Facebook saying, like, look, I'm going to keep it a stack. We don't know.
And even like they had so many negative comments towards them, they were still like, hey, and then if you don't like our rules, don't show up.
Yeah. So I really want to thank the Youmacon staff, especially even for the 2020 version of it where they had to cancel. They were telling us straight up, we honestly have all these contracts. We can't cancel no matter how bad COVID gets unless the city straight up says don't do it.
Which I think it came down to that in the end.
It did. The city said, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Which, can you be mad?
No.
It was peak COVID, and then for this year to have essentially the same numbers, and then still trying to plan and keep everybody in the loop was amazing. So, Youmacon staff, all the volunteers, thank you so much for another wonderful event. It is our yearly pilgrimage, and we're just happy to go.
Yeah, thank you. That was amazing. I'm so happy we were able to go this year. Also, but next year, we're getting the premium package, those premium tickets.